Hey everybody, it's Kelly and I'm going live today. So a couple of things. First of all, I've got to get you at a decent camera angle here. I always forget that my phone shows much more of my desk than when I do a live. So that's just the way it is. Sorry guys, I'm just making an adjustment here. Just because these are longer, I always like to make sure my phone is plugged in because it's an older phone and it doesn't like, its battery doesn't like to hang out. So anyway, okay, so I think I got that done. And I just realized that I do not have my other device up so that I can see your chat. So I'll do that. And then the other thing that you guys need to know is right now you're going to hear my Cricut in the background. So I'm sorry about that, but it's doing a really intricate cut. And I didn't want to wait any longer because I knew if I did that I might not have time to do the live. So just so you know, that's what's going on. That's the noise you're hearing. So I tend to, when I do cuts, I tend to do a whole bunch of them at one time. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing a few of these and I have a die cut here. So hi Glenda. Oh, South Carolina sounds wonderful. Although we're having a beautiful day in Wisconsin today. It's in the, it's like it'll be in the low or high 50s, which for us at this time of year is warm. So anyway, I tend to do my cuts in like a large bundle of things that I know that I probably will use. That's pretty normal for me. And really, I don't just, when I get cut files, and I don't pay for a ton of them, or if I do, I tend to do them at Paige Evans' Etsy shop because I love hers. And she does sales where they'll go 50, 60, they were just 60 off a couple weekends ago. And last year at 4th of July, they were 75% off. So if her file is Paige, P-A-G-E by Paige, P-A-I-G-E, or her file, her Etsy shop is P-A-G-E by P-A-I-G-E. So there you go. There's a little hint. And how do I store my die cuts when I do all that? So let me quick show you. So what I did is I have one of my paper envelopes here, and I have 2 pieces of cardstock that I probably am not going to use, and I just sandwiched them in between. And that's how. Now, this is kind of a pain in the neck, but I know what's in here. And because I'm getting ready to go to a crop, that's, you know, I'll have those and I'll take them all out and I'll just use them, you know, at one time. So one of the reasons I didn't go live last week, well, the reason I didn't go live last week is because of this. So I was in Florida on Marco Island with some very close friends of mine last weekend for a very long weekend. I went Wednesday through Sunday. And it wasn't particularly warm except the first day I was there. It was beautiful and in the 80s. The other days it was kind of in the 60s. So it wasn't gorgeous, but it was a heck of a lot warmer, like 40 degrees warmer than it was here. And it did get sunny. And then our last day there, and we had the whole day because I didn't come back until pretty late on Sunday night, it was in the high 70s. So that was beautiful. So this is our first day when we were on the boat. And no makeup, yay. I'm getting way more used to no makeup, selfies, etc. And so that's just a picture of the good friend, my really good friend Cheryl and I. So hey Cynthia, nice to see you from Oregon. Oregon is one of the 3 states in the US that I have not visited. It's Oregon, Idaho, and, I'm sorry, 2 states. It's down to 2. It was Delaware for a long time, but I visited Delaware a year and a half ago. So Oregon and Idaho. And unfortunately, the sad part is I was supposed to vacation last fall in Washington and Oregon, and the friend that I was supposed to go to with had breast cancer, and she had a really awful recurrence of it and passed away in August, about 2 weeks before we were supposed to go. We knew though that she was really sick, so we had kind of canceled the plans. But anyway, so someday I'm going to go to Oregon, hopefully someday sooner rather than later, and do some fun stuff in her honor. So photo, cut file. This is Paige Evans' cut file, by the way. And I found this paper. This is an old paper from Webster's Pages. It's the Allison Craft Sprinkled with Love paper, and it's called Magic Moments. And I really love it. I love how you can, it reminds me of the colors of a sunset. Now, I did think about the fact that this is really, you can see it through, and I don't know that that actually bothers me. So I don't think this is a particularly good color for that. I think it's a little peachy, not peachy enough. I could do something like this. I didn't think about this until after I did it, so that the shell is there, and then I think you'd still see the stuff on the side. So what do you guys think? I'll throw this up to a vote, because I'm gonna, if I do this, I'll have to quick fussy cut around the edges. I won't fill in each of these. I'll just do a big fussy cut there. So I wasn't gonna do this, but I'm almost leaning towards doing it like that. So give me opinion. So the other things that I pulled out is I pulled out this Maggie Holmes sticker book just because I knew the colors were similar. To my knowledge, I do not have a shell in my stash, which I guess that's good. I don't have everything. Okay, so Glenda's saying she likes it like that. I kind of like it like this too. Then the other thing I pulled out was this Kaiser Craft Daydreamer collection, the ephemera, and I also have the sticker sheet here because those colors are the same, but I couldn't find any paper, like any paper that I thought would work. So one of the things, by the way, if you guys don't have some sort of cutting device, the Redefine Creatives Secret Not Secret Kit Club, she does, she sells cut files. So that's kind of a cool thing if you don't have them and you like them. And I think I talked about this before. Bella Boulevard is now selling cut files, and I think that's kind of neat too. It took me years. I wasn't sure I was going to do a machine, and I just got mine. Well, I guess I've had mine for a little bit over a year now. I did it on Black Friday. That's the best time to buy them because you get the best prices usually, unless you can manage. I know Walmart has had a big sale. Some people have gotten them at Walmart's lately. So what I'm going to do here is just pop some of my glue, and this is the what do I want to say? The Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive Scotch Tacky Glue. I can never remember what the new name of that is because I've been using it so long. And it's just in a fine line bottle. I just switched out to the finer applicator because my other one was getting clogged. And honestly, guys, I don't like the finer applicator as well. I much preferred the bigger applicator. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that. And I have had too much coffee today. The other cool thing that I don't know if you guys are going to be able to pick up on this. I'm going to bring it close. This cardstock has a really, yeah, you're not going to pick up on that. It has almost a shimmer to it, which I think is really cool. So, and what I was doing is I was cutting the cut files out of the white cardstock, the Basil white cardstock that I just normally use. And what I figured out is the texture was causing all sorts of problems. So I went to Michael's yesterday when I happened to be in the big city near me for my grandson's 4th birthday party, and I bought just the Michael's cardstock, and man, even it's a 65-pound weight cardstock, it's made a huge difference in cutting because I cut a really intricate cut file just a little bit ago. So Glenda is saying that she loves my layouts, but it takes you forever. And, oh, cool. You have both the Cameo and Cricut and Love page. So one of the things that has made me a lot faster, my layouts used to take me an hour. Honestly, the thing that has made me the fastest is doing YouTube videos. And here's why. When I do the YouTube videos, I tend to second guess my choices in all seriousness. I know that sounds crazy. Why would that make that much of a difference? But it really did. And the other thing is I kind of try to adhere by, Shamel has a little rule that if it works, she puts it on the page, and I try to make myself adhere to that as well too. Heidi Swap, I took a class from her back in 2007, her A Year to Remember class, if any of you guys have been scrapbooking a long time. And oh yeah, that was a year for me to remember. My father passed away, a really close friend of mine passed away, and my husband and I were separated and then divorced the following year. So yeah, but still it was a cool class. Anyway, so Heidi Swap has this class, had this philosophy that she called glue and go. So basically, if you selected it, to go ahead and just put it down and not, again, it was all about not second guessing your choices. That, you know, I think the perfect thing for the layout is the perfect thing that you see at that point in time, really honestly. And I can tell you from, I scrapbook for my nephew and his wife. I've done a lot of that. I did the wedding album for my other nephew and his wife, and then I scrapbook for my stepkids' family. And I can tell you that they don't even see the differences. They just appreciate the pages. So, hey Moira, good to see you here. Let's see. Oh my goodness, Moira is going to do a series that will result on a video and a day in April. Bless you. And it has got you scrapping a lot faster. Yeah, isn't that amazing? That you just, when you do stuff like that, you just tend to make choices faster. I think if any of you have watched my December daily series, you'll see that with me too. And I'm not being really, you know, I could have done this the easy way, I guess, and drawn and blah, 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 blah. That really probably would have been the easier way to do this, but I didn't, did I? I glued this down, and it's working. So if there's, I'll look at it to see if there's any edges that I need to just go back into. I think if I did a smaller cut file, I wouldn't have done this, but really it looks pretty good. There's one edge up here that I need to do something about. I didn't get that one quite cut, but other than that, I did a pretty good. Now this is just a big one, and you know, big cut file here. Oh yeah. Thank you, Glenda, for that. You and I were on the same page. I really love the way this looks, and I think it's going to highlight the, it's going to, oh my gosh, it's going to really do a nice job of still being able to see that background paper, but not the lines from the shell and the lines from the background paper not being so confusing, I guess. Thanks, Moira. Oh, and Cynthia, I do love doing that December daily series. I have to tell you, it's a crazy amount of work in a season because I work late 3 nights a week. So I don't get home at the earliest probably until later. I actually shouldn't tell you all that because we are on the internet, right? But anyway, so I get home pretty late, and it can be a little crazy. So that's when you see me do things like I do the, because I will have just been working and there's no exciting activity for the day, that's when I do things like my Christmas tree photos and that kind of stuff. So I'm glad you guys like that series because I really do too. And my plans are to continue it. So we'll see. I had something really exciting happen this week. I put paperwork in for a pre-approval for a mortgage, and so I'm hoping that works out. We'll see. I'm self-employed, and that's scary because they don't really like to give loans to people who are self-employed here. But we'll see. We'll hope. But I'm going to be moving, and I'll be having a new scrap room no matter what. Okay. So, oh, that's cool, Glenda. That you were inspired to do December daily. I think, you know, December wise, because so many people get flipped out when they like miss a day or that kind of thing. I think if you think of it more as holiday memories, that you don't have to have a memory exactly from that day, that you're really just telling your holiday story, whatever that is, I think that takes the pressure off. I think we put our, those of us who do December daily can really put ourselves under a lot of unnecessary pressure because it's really just about, you know, keeping, it's just about the memory. So thanks, Moira. Yeah, I'm nervous, and I haven't been really public about that, but yeah, I've said that I'm moving, but I haven't. It's kind of like I don't want to say anything because I don't want it to come true. Now, or I don't want it not to come true. I want it to come true. Okay, hey, this is a fun page. I love this page. It's an old collection from Three Bugs in a Rug, you guys. That's an old paper company. When is this from? I can't see it. There's no, but this is probably, oh, I don't know, 2010-ish or so. Anyway, I was toying with doing this, but I think I want to stay monochromatic. Just because my friend here has that shirt on. I think if I do the blue, it's going to take away from the beautiful peaches and pinks of the sunset. So let's look and see what we can do. So I have this kind of pretty light pink, and what I'm going to do is do like this, because then I can see how that looks on that edge. I like that because it's light. Look at this, you guys. I pulled out another piece of cardstock here. Woohoo! 2 pieces of cardstock on one layout for me. That would be scary. I think this is a little bit too bluey pink. This is much more peachy, so I'm not going to do that. So far, that's the winner. I have this polka dot, which now that I have it on top of that, that could be interesting because I think they work really well together. And this kind of highlights the photo, but I don't love all the white, the really bright white polka dots here, because I think it almost takes away from the design of the shell. So I like this one better. It's just softer, even though I know those white dots are still there, it's softer. Then I have this diagonal stripe, and you know I love a good diagonal stripe. That's too many lines for me. And then I did pull this one because it's a little bit softer, and I like that one as well, but I think still too many lines for me compared to that. This will be interesting to see what, and then I have this floral as well. I like that, but I think I'm still a fan of that. I did grab that again, and I grabbed this, but yeah, this, I don't want any of the aquas or anything like that on. Okay, here we go. I'm throwing paper on the floor. It always is crazy when I'm done doing these lives. Okay, so I think what I want to do is really just do a really thin border on this, so it's all about the beautiful sunset and that shell background paper. So one of the other things I have to do this afternoon when I am done having fun scrapbooking with you guys is I have to start packing for a crop, which I think I've done layouts of what about the amount of stuff that I crop, and yeah, or take to a crop. It's a little ridiculous, and I'm trying to pare that down a little bit. I do 3 crops a year. Do one in March, one in April, and one in October. But this year, I get to go to the Victoria Marie crop, and I'm so excited about that. But it means traveling, and I'm going with a friend as well. I think she's joined Victoria Marie's Facebook group now, but she was not a member before. So it means 2 of us traveling in a car, and I usually fill my own personal car. Yes, you guys, that is that is how crazy I am. All right, now I'm thinking it's time to get a title on, and I'm thinking I want to do either gold or silver, and wouldn't it be cool if I could do gold? The only gold I have with this one left is today, though. I think I titled this live Sharing a Sunset, but I knew that probably wasn't going to be the title. So there's a shine, which I do like that. And the reason I'm doing this is I have that, these are all coming from the stack of that stuff on the side of my desk. I'm going to just take this smaller one off. This says best. And see if I like that. And maybe, I don't like that one as well. So now I'm going to try the glitter today, and see what happens here. So yeah, Moira, I think it is going to be really awesome. I was on Victoria Marie's second design team, I think, when she started her on her Facebook group, and so I've never met her in person. I'm really looking forward to doing that. And I think when I'm putting this up here on the shell, I'm not loving it because I think it's too many lines going on there. So toying with, and maybe this plan is just going to go awry for using this. By the way, the other thing that's going on in my life right now, besides getting ready for a crop, is I'm doing Calvinball. Do you guys know what Calvinball is about? It's a Facebook group, and it's a crazy game that you get points for making layouts, but there's like things you need to do, and you have choices. So I have my Calvinball. And it's really sponsored kind of like by the same person who does the Scrap Happy group, if you guys know. So here's a sheet of the things you can put on a layout, like lettering, a frame, stencil, arrow, date stamp, circle, enamel dots. So they have these bonus points that stay. Then they have these temporary bonus points, things like a star, gold foil, a doily. And those come off and go on during the course of the month of March. And it is crazy how many points people get. I just kind of play when I can, and I don't worry about it. But so if you're interested, go to the Calvinball Facebook group and see. It's good fun. And it is. Moira just said she uses it for inspiration. I do too. Okay, still not loving the, oh, I just had a thought. Okay, what if the today went up here? Okay, I think I found the spot. I like this much, much better. I have that thing that Shamel does. You ever hear her talk about, she doesn't like seeing like parts of letters, like different pattern papers and stuff through. So, all right, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put this on here. Okay, much better. And then I can adjust this as I want. So I missed it. Glenda asked me a question, and I knew it was out there, Glenda. So thanks, Moira. Yep, I think that's it. Sometimes it's just playing around, isn't it? So Glenda asked if I put kits together, because she's packing for a retreat, and she can't make up her mind what to do. And the answer to that is no, I do not. And here's how many layouts I do in a weekend. So it's a 4-day weekend. It's Thursday noon until usually I pack up about 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Sometimes I'll wait till 11 or so, but I do 50 plus layouts in a weekend. And the reason I do that is I don't do kits. I feel more stifled by a kit. So I don't do that. I just bring my paper envelopes. I showed you one of those envelopes in a, let me grab one so you guys can see what they get stored in. Sorry guys, it's gonna take me a second. So this is kind of what I do. These are my Cropper Hopper. They're the big paper storage pieces, and they fit in your IKEA. They'll fit in your IKEA shelves if you have them. And here's all my paper envelopes. So I choose what I'm going to take paper-wise, and I would say it's probably half my paper stash at least that I think I might want to work with. And then I grab my baskets that I keep along the side of my desk. So here's one of those. And in here, like, here's how I keep my 3x4 cards for journaling, my 4x6s. These are L Studio acrylics and wood veneer. These are other miscellaneous embellishments like Bella bows and other stuff. So I do that. I grab another one of those that has mini letter stickers in. I grab my baskets with my thickers in, and then I take my like wood veneer, not all of it, but in these boxes, and buttons, I'll take sequins, that kind of a thing, and that's what I do. So I am almost scrapbooking at that crop, or at the retreat, like I scrapbook at home, which is pretty cool. I should probably get this down because you guys are not just here to watch me talk, right? Sorry. Anyway, so that's what I do, and I'm going to pick this up again because I think I want to get this a little bit more to this side too. So that's how I do it. It's like I'm scrapbooking at home, and I have a lot of 31 large totes. That's what I tote it all in. And then I just scrapbook from my stash, just like I normally would when I'm at home, basically, which is pretty cool. And you know what, I've been doing this a long time, so I've probably been going to these retreats for probably like 7 or 8 years. So I kind of have my packing down to a science. But now what I'm trying to do, oh, and my die cuts. I should show you how I do my die cuts. And I'm going to change this a little bit this time. Let me grab one of those boxes. So about a year ago, I changed my die cut storage. So now I have them stored in these boxes. I have 4 of these with all my die cuts in. Yes, guys, I have a lot of stash. That would be why I'm on a self-invoked spending freeze, just to reduce my stash. So here's my die cuts stored in 4x6 boxes by manufacturer, and then either collection or type like Maggie Holmes. I have frames and that kind of stuff. What I'm going to do is I might end up taking 2 or 3 of these, but I don't want to take all 4 of them because I know I don't need all 4 of them. So I'm going to literally at some point later today take out the cases that I don't want, keep them all in alphabetical order because otherwise I'd never be able to find anything. And then, so I'll have less of these than I normally do. I do take cardstock, glitter paper, that kind of stuff. I think I might not do that this time. I seem to use less of it, and just the cardstock that I'm going to take will be like white, black, some not khaki, craft. Okay, make your own path doesn't sound good, and I love this friend, but I don't think endless love is appropriate. So that's how I kind of store things when I do a crop. We're going to need to get some more glitter on here, but my little thing has arrows and hearts on it. And so I will definitely do that. Get that on there. So that's how I kind of do, I kind of craft that way at a crop. Is just take my stash. Okay, so hey Loretta, nice to see you. The seashell is from Paige Evans' Page by Page Etsy shop. So this is kind of fun. It says currently, although I'm not usually a fan of these paper clippy things, but we'll see if I like it up here. Too much for me. There is a butterfly, but I did not see any butterflies in Florida. I'm not above using stuff like that. Okay, so I think I've used up all the pink die cut kind of things that I can. Ah, cool, Renee. I'm glad that YouTube is notifying you. I think Moira did the same thing too when she found that out. So, I think, oh, Glenda, no wonder why you're going to have to really limit it because you're driving with a friend. Oh, and that's cool that you're doing 10. I think mine next weekend will be about 7 of us, and my other one tends to be more than that. So this one says, "You are just awesome," which I think I'm going to add that on here. And then there's a little today piece here that I can put over here on this side. And I'm just kind of So did you see me move that? The reason I moved that is, let me grab this so you can see without my fingers in the way. When I did this, you just got that tiny little piece above. It didn't, I don't know, it didn't look right here. So now when I do this, it's almost like it was doing trapped white space. And this, I could use my Memento Dewdrop ink to pop all of this stuff off the background a little bit more because it is kind of disappearing into the background. But honestly, I think I'm going to leave it. And the reason I think I'm going to do that is because I like the shell and the photograph. I think the photograph right now really stands out even with all this busyness in this background here. So I think I'll leave it as it is. Okay, just looking to see. Oh yeah, that's right. I have my sticker sheet here. And here's some houses, Moira. She'll understand that. It was one of the things that was on our temporary points list until this morning when she took them off. And I had plans for houses and ducks and a couple of other things that were taken off the list today because those are temporary points. Okay, thinking about, nah, I don't think the hello today is it. Okay, just looking to see, there's a lot of word stickers on this one. The thank you would be kind of cool because these are such good friends. They're such good friends that they actually just, they actually pay for me to come and visit them. And I'm not, I think it's too many words. And there's not much else here, really. And I thought about like adding gray to this, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to leave it. Sometimes less is more, you guys. I know that's hard to believe coming from me. That's funny, Moira, that you just used a house today. And like you said, this is about, really about some inspiration. So if I will go back, I have this great duck paper that I'm going to use when I was looking at the prompts yesterday, and I'm like, oh, she took the duck off, but that's okay. Okay, this needs to go down, and I think I'm going to keep the stickers and die cuts flat here because I've got the foam gold stuff going on here. Okay, so that's a pretty big heart. I have some other hearts here. We'll use a little one here, and then this way I'll get gold sprinkled all around. I actually like the bigger heart better. Maybe a little one here. I do have arrows I could use. That is one of our prompts, but that just feels like it's too much. Speaking of too much, now I'm getting a lot of hearts on here. And I know I keep changing these out. This is crazy. It's not, there we go. And now I have a couple more, so I think no, I will not sprinkle those up there. It's too many. I think I want less is more on this. Can you guys guess why I'm sort of struggling? Moira's in, so it's a rubber ducky paper, Moira, and I'm going to put it on either my grandkids or great nephew's layout. I don't have any bath. Oh, I do have bath pictures, I think. I might have some bath pictures of the kids where I can use them. So then I'll have to, like, when I do that, then I cover them. I think I still have bath pictures from one of the last times they were with me. Then I can really use it, but I just want to use it on one of the kids' layouts. That's where what my plan was. I just have to go find the pictures in my lovely photo boxes. There's my sweet little, this is Maddox, or M number 4, as you'll hear me call him. But I use those boxes to store things in. And I'm still struggling with where I want this last, okay, there we go. So I asked you if you knew I was struggling. about the hearts, and do you know why? It's because I had 4 hearts on here. I know I had 3 here, so I had 3 an uneven number here and here, but it felt like too much to me. Now, if I was daring, I might throw some Heidi Swap color shine on here, but I like to do that in a box and protect my space. So I don't think I'm going to do that. So you guys, I think this one is done. That's pretty cool. So since that was so fast, oh look, and I didn't even use any Maggie Home stickers. I'm going to just go through here quick and see if there's anything I might want to use. Like that is okay. I'm just going to stick that up there. Here's some deer and peach. That would be pretty random. And if I put Dreaming of You on this layout, my friend Cheryl might be a little freaked out, so I won't be doing that. There is a kind of a nice little peach sticker that says, remember this down here, that I could add in the date. Nope. I think I'm trying too hard. All right, I'm done. I just said sometimes less is more, didn't I? And now I want to stick that wonderful sticker back. Sorry, guys. Let me just look through this. Here it is. Thanks, Margaret. Yeah, I'm going to leave it just as is. Okay. So, since this took so little time, we're going to do another one. And the reason I'm kind of prepared for that is this is another picture taken either right before or right after that one with me with my messy hair and my goofy smile. And I was going through and looking for papers for that layout when I found this. And this reminds me of a wave. And I like the, again, I like that background. Now, my question is, I'm thinking there's wood grain paper here that if I have an easily accessible wood grain that I like, I might use it. Just to do something a little bit different. Okay, thanks, Mark. Yep, I was trying a little too hard. Ooh, this might be an interesting background. This is I love these Doodlebug Petite prints. Ooh, I like that. So it's, you know, these will probably end up sitting kind of next to each other. So I like that they kind of blend, but they're not 2 pages. And honestly, in my scrapbooks, I store in 3-ring binders. I don't worry about whether they work together or not. Okay, this is a really pretty paper, and I love the words, but it's all about loving somebody. Well, I guess I could do it about loving myself, right? But if people read that, it would be kind of weird. So I'm just going through, and I should be shuffling these with you guys in mind here. So I just pulled my browns here to see if I had anything. And I think this is one of those times when I need to listen to my own advice. Remember I said, when it works, just go with it? That's what we're going to do. Okay, and then I have my, all that other paper that I just pulled here. So I might find something in there that I like too. So let's trim this. And I think the colors will go that I used in some of the supplies will go with this photo too. Now, I have a big chunk out of this, obviously. I don't even know why I did that. I think I cut one of these leaves for something. So I'm going to even this off right away. And we'll see how I like it. Oh, and I'm going to take a little bit more off than I originally did because the paper was bent. So my offcuts, I think I've talked about this before, that I usually give to my sister-in-law, and now I have a client actually who works at a library, and I'm going to give her some of them as well. Okay, I've got a little chunk out of the corner of the paper there, but I think that's okay. And okay, so thoughts here. These are kind of peachy, and the tones of these are more orange. So, although I do have that beautiful kind of aqua, so I could pop that. Ooh. Apparently I like it, don't I? So I'm thinking I can use that. I'm just going to take a chunk off this, narrow it up a little bit. Sometimes I do that because I know, yeah, thanks Renee. I do feel like this is really beachy. Oh, here we go, guys. Look at that. This is why I did what I did, is sometimes I can't see without doing something like that, where I just chunk, like I knew that was too much. I think I'm just going to leave it just like this, so that this is going to come off the paper a little bit. It's a shelf. Okay, pardon my unwashed hair here. Unwashed, and I pulled it back just because it was driving me a little crazy. Okay, so we're going to do this. So this is how you do beach layouts without any beach paper. I did have a really gorgeous collection a few years ago called like You Bud Dreams or something from Kaisercraft, and I asked my Australian subscribers what that was because I didn't know, and apparently it's a really cool area in Australia. And look at that, this blue paper's going on, so I'm going to get a piece of paper on that I love that's been hanging around in my stash way too long. So then I'm going to trim this off right away. Apparently not very successfully. And this one is the, again, the 3 Bugs in a Rug. It's the Bake Me a Cake collection. It's called Frosting. So cute, cute, cute. So scraps. I never feel bad about producing scraps like this because they get donated to either my sister-in-law or this client of mine who is a good friend. And then kids get to use them, which I think is really cool. Again, I'm trying that, and I don't think that's right yet. It's too peachy. I'm going to grab my, I almost feel like I still want that sitting on something, though. And it could be just white, really. Could be just a white scrap. That looks nice. But you know, I love my pattern paper, so let me just go in here and look and see. This is the, what's the name of this collection? This is the Daydreamer paper collection. I'm just going to see if I have anything that I kind of like that might work. So that's a really cool piece of paper, but I could cut it like that. Now this has black on it, and I like the brown in the background here, which maybe means I need to use some wood veneer too, right? Okay, just quickly, I didn't really see anything there that I really cared for. And now I'm gonna come back. This is a Webster's Pages, my Webster's Pages folder. I don't have that much Webster's Pages. And Moira, this is for you. There's a really beautiful house paper that we can both use, or that we could both use, but we don't get any Calvinball points for it. So this is kind of fun. It's like a little, it's a wood grained, like picnic plaid kind of a thing. All right, that's what we're doing. This goes back to, it works, let's use it. And again, and I will go back, you guys, and journal on that last layout, by the way. I try not to do that on camera because I can't think. It's hard enough for me to talk and think at the same time, in case you haven't noticed that, which I should be an expert at that because I'm a massage therapist and I talk and work all day long. So when I start to stutter and can't find words, that's why. It's because I'm getting lost. Okay, really like the way that looks. could do something like that, but I think I like it right in the middle because that really pops that off. Now, next, you know me and my love for journaling cards. I'm thinking I might want to do a journaling card here. Oh, 2 green. Not that I couldn't add that in. We'll see. So let's see. There's some yellow in here. Okay. Other thing I do, yeah. Just kind of looking to see what I can find again. Oh, okay. This is maybe where we use this because I think I'm going to, because the other layout I talked about, I'll talk about what a gift that friend is and that, you know, they invited me to Florida with them again. But I'm thinking I might make this one more about me and kind of where I am because this is a big time of change in my life. And I do not have a dot for that eye, which may or may not bother me. Okay, so I think this is good. Put the title on like that. And then I need to think about a journaling card over there. So we'll go to my basket that I showed you. My ATG is misbehaving again. I was doing it yesterday when I was scrapbooking. Oh my gosh, you guys. Yesterday, when I was playing around with Calvinball stuff, one of the things that there was a crop on Friday night, and we put some more, like they're called rules, which are the things that you can use. And one of the things that we put into place was mulberry paper. So how many of you have been scrapbooking long enough to remember mulberry paper? So I had a client before I went out on my own who knew I was a scrapbooker and had been like a paper crafter, and she gave me this mulberry paper that's probably like 24 inches wide by 36 inches long, and I've not used any of it. And when they said mulberry paper, all of a sudden I was reminded, and I've been storing it in a closet because it's too big to just store in my regular scrapbook room. So I went, I pulled it, and I made this really cool layout with the mulberry paper. And it has inspired me to use some because I saw all sorts of really cool, I'd forgotten about it. I had this really cool white one with almost like a geometric design in it. So Cynthia still has mulberry paper. That's awesome. Okay, this is coming off. This is why I'm having problems. So guess what? You get to watch me change my, or not change my ATG, but get it behaving itself again. So anyway, it was really cool because it, Moira, that layout is in the gallery right now. I did a YouTube video on it, but it's in the Calvinball. It's under day number 6, but it's also in, I have a photo gallery out there as well. So it's in there. But anyway, so that's one of the things I love about challenges like this is because it makes you think back, and especially if you're doing some sort of stash dive, like old stuff like that, or you know, what kind of random crazy things do you remember you have? And then when I'm doing stuff like this, I find other things to use. And it's kind of like what happened when I was looking for stuff for the other layout that I just did, and I saw this paper. I have loved this paper. It's a Studio Calico paper. I didn't tell you guys this. It's a Studio Calico paper from, here, I chopped it off. And we all know Studio Calico's not around. From 2012. It's their upbeat paper, and I loved this paper, and I never used it, but I wouldn't throw it away because I knew there was a layout that was meant for that. So I didn't throw it away, and now I just used it. It might be, it's probably 12 years later or something like that, but okay. So I do kind of like, there's this little ticket here that's lucky dip, and I think I'm actually going to use that because I do feel very lucky. I actually feel, I prefer the word blessed, but there we go. Ooh, this is really cool. This thing that says make your own path. Okay, so now where is my third cluster going? I think third cluster up here, but there we go. This just needs to come off here a little bit more. And now I've got black on here, but I guess I'm going to have to live with it because I do like that. And you guys, I just forgot what I was saying. See, this is why it's hard to do this. But I think you do get more real, you get, oh, okay, this is cool too. I am really working on being me. I think that's an ongoing process for us, right? But being really true to who I am and the things I love. Saying the word no, that's pretty cool. And so I think this layout can be a little bit about that kind of a thing. How are you guys feeling about the black on with the brown? Not sure I'm loving it. But I also love the sentiments, so that just may stay. Although I just found something that I think is pretty cool too. Now I'm adding gray. This says live a good story, and I like that. And maybe, I don't think I want to add the gray. I think that's too much. I already think the black and brown is a lot. This is cool. So this adds some brown in. It says gratitude is a state of being. And I actually think I like this better than I do this lucky dip. Ooh, and I talked about getting some wood veneer on here, didn't I? So I'll grab my wood veneer box, and maybe that's how we'll do this. Now, we don't have any more of this gold foil stuff on here either. And I'm thinking the yo is not appropriate, nor is the best. I could XOXO myself, but I think that's too big. So maybe this is going to be the only gold that's on here. Although Maggie Holmes has gold. So let's look in here and see what we can find. Okay, so Moira's thinking that. Thanks, Moira, for letting me know that. Yeah, I think it's growing on me, and I think as soon as I get some gold in here, that will make a difference too. I like words. I wish they would do more symbols and stuff in these, because otherwise it's a lot. It's too many words for me, I guess, is what I'm thinking. Okay, so these are kind of cool. There's a little bit of gold here. That looks a little strange. I know there's a lot more. There's gold stars here, and there's gold hearts. So I can always come back to that. Okay, so I like the colors here, but it just took it from a very beachy looking page to I don't know. So I'm not gonna tack that down because I'm not sure that that's the right thing. And there is a bird here, so the bird could work because that's kind of like a transformation thing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this in a little bit and see if I like it any better. I don't think I do. I'm going to pull that back out there. There we go. So I kind of like the bird. There is a black and white bird on here too, but I think it's too big. That even if I tried to like sit him on top of this somehow, that this guy would be a little bit too big. So I want something here and I want something there. It's kind of fun to go through these, and I don't really, now that I think about it, I don't really have a lot of space for journaling. But this is also one of those layouts that maybe I don't need it because I'm going to know what it means. Okay, definitely like this Born to Be Me. I also really like this label sticker because that gives me a little bit more journaling space. So let's see if we can make this work. Or I guess that would be up to me to make it work, right? Let's see. It's like it's just a little bit too, yeah. But now, maybe this is where I like this crossing here. I talk about this, about bringing clusters together. So it would cross this piece, this paper, and actually just on the photograph too. So this is a place where maybe I grab a gold foil heart or something like that. And I do have gold foil hearts. Well, actually, I have them in this Maggie Holmes book too. So let's look and see if I can find one of those. And while I'm at it, here's just a nice little heart here. And then I could probably add like a gold foil one up here as well. Sometimes I think it's really fun to go through these books and just see what's out there. Okay, so this is probably a little bit bigger than I had imagined, but we'll try it. Oh, this one's fun because it has an outline too. Okay, that works for me. So I'm going to glue this down now that I know I can make it work. And then we'll glue this down. And that flower is going to stay away because I do like the beachy theme feel of it because we were really literally on the ocean when this was taken. I think we'll add a little bit more gold here and there. Like there, I think would be a good spot. So where are those small hearts that I saw? That's really blending in, actually. So there we go. Now we get a little gold in that one too. This is one I really like this because it's stuff is starting to come together and I'm starting to just really have fun just layering. Okay, I think that's too much, but I like that little touch of this little banner here coming out to the side with some more of that peachy color. These stickers, one of the things I don't like about them, I love the sticker books because you get so many, but boy are they thin. And you have to be really careful because once they're down, they're hard to move. Okay, so that one, and I think another one of these little hearts up in here. More stuff, maybe. So there's this little kind of jewel here. that's a little bit too much there. Yeah, I don't like the lines in that gold were a little bit too much in that cluster for my eye. And I was thinking about, you know, looking at yourself as precious, that kind of thing. That is a fun thing about when you scrapbook and you start playing with clusters and then you start doing stuff like that where you put things that might be meaningful to you in it, and then but nobody else sees it. There's a really cute little white, that would be yellow bow, and I think this yellow think happy, but since I think these clusters are the peachy color, I'm going to stick with that. There's a banner. Those are my nemesis, in case you haven't seen that yet. Okay. So I see this sticker here. The Make Your Own Path sticker. I kind of like draws a little bit of attention to it. And it gets in some of that peach that's down here. Then there's the, oh, this is cute, like it says be a light. A few years ago, my one little word was light. So that has a little bit of personal meaning. Okay, and one of the things I'm missing is this black is really standing out. And I think I need to get black in the clusters somehow. So I'm going to pull this off and see. So it could do a little cluster of like 3 here. And I think just, I don't want to add a lot of it, but I want to neutralize that just a little bit. So that we're getting, so there's a little black up there, so that helps this too, that you're seeing that with your eye. And then there is black writing on this. So I don't feel quite the same way. Let's see, there's this like wreath sticker here. Just play with this a little bit to see if I can put that under this. Oops. And because it's clear, it's going to be just a little hint, not a lot. If I do that, I'm going to have to cut this because of the way it overlaps. So hold on a second. I think that's taking it further away from beachy again. Now, that bird is not exactly a beach bird, but there were a lot of birds running around that part of Florida. So I'm going to very gently and carefully take this off. Because I think I really want to keep that beachy feeling here. Oh, look at all these birds. Like this guy has some yellow in him. So now I did that and okay. Now I know I did this so that okay. Glenda is right, Christy. You just hit the bell icon, and I think it's right below, and then it will notify you. So I think I told you guys when we started doing this a few weeks ago that I wasn't sure like when. Okay, I don't like him up on there. Sometimes it's just pulling like this, but I know like Moira uses the notification bell and it works for her, so. Okay, back there. All right. Ah, and that's cool. The bell's working for Renee too. I'm liking this arrow less and less, guys. It feels contrived. Maybe this should only be a two thing cluster over there. We'll see if there's anything else that works for me. And like I can put on this, I can put the date and the where I was, and then here I can like pop a little bit of journaling on about just where, like enough to make me remember this time in my life. So, and Angela says the bell's working for her too. So thanks, you guys. That's cool. All right. I don't know, guys. I'm thinking like I'm trying hard to put extra stuff on this, and I think it's okay, but there's something about this. I do like this little black sticker that says today was magic, but I think that's too much. And now I'm thinking about taking apart my The one nice thing about this is, I don't know if you guys know this, if you're not sure about how you like clusters and how you're liking the clusters and stuff, you can take a photo of your layout and then look at it that way, which I can't do right now because I have my phone is videoing this, but I can see it on my screen, and I think the black up here is too much. So I can see it on my screen on the iPad, which is how I can watch your comments. So I think I like that better. But that today is pretty cool. So just looking a little bit more to see if there's anything else I want to add. Like, do I need maybe another label under here? So I'm trying to get this cluster doesn't feel grounded, and this might actually do it. I'm not going to stick this down too hard. And I think yes, but I need to, you can still see a little bit of this line. So I need to get that under here so you don't see that. And I may not use this for journaling. There we go. Oh, I can tell, just looking at it in this direction, I can tell I'm going to like this a lot better. Yeah. It just needed something to ground it there. It didn't feel grounded. To me, it didn't feel grounded anyway. But I always say that, you know, to my eye, because it's all about your individual eye and what works for you. Okay, much better. I like that much, much better. Now, I could do like a couple of black enamel dots or something like that. I wanted to see if Maggie Holmes had any in hers. I know Chamel likes to put enamel dots in. Let's see, there's words here, but I was thinking about maybe doing a little word over here. No, too dark, too much. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this without bumping the camera here. And I did it, yay. My enamel dot this is a 31 bag. My sister-in-law sells 31. Can you tell? I like to try to, well, anyway, I store it in here, but it's stored on a little shelf right behind my tripod. So I usually like to pull it out before I start working with it, if I can help it. Okay, I was just looking to see if I had it. Oh, I do have black enamel dots, but I think these might be too big. So these are from that stash of stuff that I want to get used up. And I only have 2 of them, so it might not be enough. Let's see, and this is what I like to do with the big ones. I like to tuck them in. places so that they don't look quite as big. All right, so we got 2 of those on there. And now I'm going to see if I have other black enamel dots. Please, please, please tell me I do. And I do. Because I'm going to need more than the ones I have here. And I think this one's too big to put up here. Okay, so now I'm looking at those on the layout, and I'm looking at in the preview, and I think, or not the preview, on my screen, and it looks like I just scattered, I don't know, something I don't like across the layout. How about that? So I think these are coming back off. And maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take these and put them on there. It's too much. It was too distracting. So that's, you know, sometimes that's worth a try to see if you can get something to work, but I think it was just too much. So I think, guys, that this one is done too. That I'm good to go here where things are. And I'll see, I have a stash of, what do I want to call this? Foil letters, and I'll see if I can find the eye. Oh, but you know what I could do? I don't need to find an eye. I have a heart. That'd be kind of fun. There we go. There. I like it. That was a good way to do that. Just to add another, oh, maybe this needs a little heart over here now too, because there's hearts in every other cluster. So let's scatter some hearts across the page now. Yeah, we'll just pop one up there. Okay, there we go. Better. Hey, yay, way to be ingenious today, Kelly. Sometimes you have to congratulate yourself, right? So I think that's it. So like I said, if you're interested in Calvinball, which is really super fun, go to the, if you're on Facebook, go to the Calvinball Facebook group, and it's Alice Bull who runs the Scrap Happy group, who runs it now. It used to be, I'm trying to remember, somebody else, I think Debbie Hodge used to run it, but anyway, Alice has done it for, this is the 2nd year I think that she's done it, and she does a great job. So thank you, Renee. So Calvinball 2020 is the name of the Facebook group. It's crazy. You'll get that list of prompts, and like for prompts here, there's circles on here. I could use a date stamp when I do the date. I maybe will. I took the arrow off, but let's see. I've got die cuts here. That's a die cut. I might call this a geometric pattern paper. There's a geometric pattern paper here, and I'm not quite sure what they meant about that. There's labels on here. I'll do my own handwriting. I journal in my own handwriting. Now, I think whatever works for you, but for me, my handwriting is important because I give the books away to people in my family. I think it's important that they see my handwriting on the layouts. There's hearts from here. Let's see, just seeing if there's anything else. So this is the list here, and I just print these off. I don't print them off every day, every couple of days. I have gold foil on here, so that'll be it. I could have put a gold doily on here. That would have been kind of fun, but I'm not going to do that now. I think that might be about it. Oh, I didn't put any wood veneer on here, but I like it without the wood veneer. I'm not going to go back in and add anything more. So I think that's it. Anyway, you guys, so that's it. If you have any other questions, you can always pop that kind of stuff in the comments for me. So I am going to go start packing for my my retreat. I couldn't think of the name of that. So we'll see how many layouts I do. This one is really close to where I live, but we still go to a house. All of us that, well, I shouldn't say, well, I guess one person I know comes from Chicago, so she's a little bit further away, and I know somebody used to come from Minneapolis. I don't think that person is going to be there, but everybody else is pretty much in southeastern Wisconsin, so most of us are an hour or less from our homes, which is kind of a good thing, because if you forget stuff, like a friend of mine did last year, you can just go back home and grab it quick if you really want it. So, oh, pick once I'm done packing. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I pack for a crop, go to my playlist, and in my playlist there is, I think, a thing about scrapbook organization or retreats or something like that, and I think I have 2 videos on it. The first one, I was new to doing YouTube, so my camera angles are not great with that, but there is a second one, and you'll see exactly how I pack. I'll take you through all that. Um, but if I think about it, I'll try to add, I'll do that, and maybe we'll see as I go. Maybe if you guys would be interested in it, maybe I can try to go live a little bit later. I don't think I'll be completely packed by the end of the day, but we'll see how that goes. But we'll see. I'm not going to make that promise. It just kind of depends on how things go. It's beautiful out here, and I think I want to go take a walk too. So, but anyway, yeah, definitely go check out that playlist. And just so you guys know, I have playlists for lots of things. Like, I am now doing a playlist for lives. I do I do them for just my regular scrapbook layouts. I do them for autumn and Christmas layouts. I know there's layouts for boys, babies, and girls as well, or playlists for boys, babies, and girls. So if you're interested, that's kind of a good place to go back in and find stuff that might be more specific if you're looking for inspiration that way. And then in the scrapbook, I think it's called Scrapbook Organization, but I can't get to it right now because my 2 devices for the internet are I'm using them, and my laptop isn't too far away, but I'm not going to bother to do that. So you guys can go peek at that as well too. But it's kind of a cool way to look at things. And you guys, thanks for, saying all the nice things that you do about the layouts. I love them both. So for those of you so here's the one we did just of me. I'm going to just make this kind of about a layout more about where I am right now in my life, because I've got some pretty major exciting changes coming up no matter which way things go. But so I think that's how I'm going to theme this. And I'm not going to do a boatload of journaling about that, but I'm going to do enough journaling so I remember kind of the happy spot that I was in during this time. And then this is the first layout. It went so fast. I did this one for those of you who came along a little bit later. So this is a Paige Evans cut file, an old Webster's Pages piece of paper that I love. And so I'll probably sit these side by side in my book. And so they're not the same, obviously. They're not a 2-page layout, but because they're in the same event, I like how the colors coordinate here. And I have a lot of other pictures from this boat ride. So depending on what I scrapbook over the weekend, I don't usually video while I'm at my scrapbook retreat. For one thing, the tables wiggle a lot. And so I think that really bothers some people. Although I still do stuff even if I think it might bother some people. Sorry, guys. But, it seems the right thing to do. The only time I usually do tape at retreats is when I have like a project to do really quickly. So, hey, thanks, Christy. So neither one of these pictures are photos that I took because obviously I'm in them both. Just I think my friend Cheryl took this one of me, and then another friend of ours who was with us, some friends of theirs that I met actually, who is now a friend of mine, took the one of the 2 of us. So, and my friend Cheryl would probably kill me if she knew I had this photo out on YouTube. I think she's beautiful, but she's like, my hair's crazy, that kind of stuff. But anyway, fortunately she doesn't scrapbook, so she'll never know, and I'm not telling her, and you guys won't tell her. So anyway, but so that's what we did today. We did 2 layouts. So thanks, you guys, for joining me, and thanks for all your kind comments. And I like it, I like it when you help me get unstuck or give me your opinions too. Sometimes that's kind of nice, because that's one of the things I like about retreats is you have people around. And obviously I'm going to do what I think is right in the end, as should you. So if you don't like the style or that kind of thing. And back to just a little hint here. If you do not have a cutting machine at home, you can go to the Redefine Creative Secret Not Secret Kit Club. And she does sell pre-cut die cuts. I think there are other shop owners on Etsy that do that as well, or shop owners on Etsy that do that. And then Bella Boulevard is doing that too. So if you don't have a machine, but you like to look at it, or before I had one, I had a really good friend who had a Cricut who's a scrapbooker, And I brought a bunch of paper with me at one point, and we cut, I don't know, like 10 files or something like that for me. So, and as a matter of fact, I'm doing the retreat with her that I'm packing for, and then I'm also doing the one in August. And she's going to bring her Cricut this time, and I'm going to bring Matt's and some cardstock. And when we go to Marie's retreat in August, I'm going to bring my Cricut. So that way, if we want to cut stuff while we're there, we can do that. So anyway, all right, you guys, hope you have a fantastic day. Like I said, I think I'm going to get outside a little bit too, but I think I'm going to start packing because I'm inspired, or maybe I'll do another layout. We'll see. Anyway, you guys, thanks for joining along. If you want to be notified, everybody has said just hit the notification bell because that is working, and then you'll at least, that'll go when either I put up a video on Tuesdays and Saturdays or when I go live, because I'm going to try to do live once a week if things aren't too crazy, at least for a little while. So thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.